Hey guys, Chris Lamm here. This is the market update for the month of March. First off, hope everyone's doing okay. Kind of a crazy time in our world right now, but I hope you and your family are doing really well. So we're going to jump right in. There's a lot of news to cover. I'm just going to try to keep it really simple and not get into too many details. You know, on a high level right now, mortgage rates are 1% higher than they were this time last year. And the market, the housing market in general, is still very hot. And nationwide, we're still seeing multiple offers, homes selling above asking price, and it seems like rates being in the fours, which is historically still all-time low interest rates, haven't really pulled back the market at all. If anything, the rates going up has possibly made the market hotter because people are concerned that we will continue to see rates rise going through the rest of the year, which we probably will. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Now, if we look at Shasta County, and we look at a year-over-year level, we are seeing less home sales this year, or less homes closing than we saw last year. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that COVID is, largely behind us right now, and we're kind of going back to a little bit of a more normal market, if there ever was such a thing. The other thing that's interesting is just we want to talk about rents. Nationwide, rents continue to rise, and we continue to see people getting priced out of housing. And that's one of the sad things about this inflationary market, is it's really hurting middle-class families and a lot of other families. I mean, I'm seeing it on a daily basis right now where people are getting pre-approved, they saved money, they have good credit, but it's really expensive to rent and it's really expensive to buy a house. And so one of the tools that the Federal Reserve has to combat inflationary times and costs rising is by raising interest rates. And so this month in March, it's highly anticipated we're going to see the Federal Reserve raise the federal rate by 25 basis points, or 1/4%, which frankly isn't very much and probably won't change things a whole lot. We've been warned for 6 months now that they were going to do this. The markets have already, for the most part, reacted in anticipation of this. So it'll be really fascinating to see how the Fed rate, if they do raise rates this month, how that impacts housing, how that impacts mortgage rates. It's also very interesting to watch the geopolitical things that are happening in our world right now with Ukraine and Russia, and how that will eventually flow into inflation in America when it comes to oil, energy costs, etc. We're already seeing oil at $113 a barrel today. I don't have to tell you guys that. You're all seeing it at the gas pumps right now. So that's what we're seeing right now. Now, the one thing I just want to touch on is that we still have a lot of people that are saying we're going to wait to buy a house. And the question that everyone's asking that's actually looking at the history is, what are you going to be waiting for? Because that has not been a good strategy for people over the last 5 years who have decided to wait for lower rates or lower prices in homes. If we look at the big problem that still exists, that I've talked about over and over right now, is there's simply not enough replacement houses or apartments or townhomes or condos to meet the demand of the rising population in our country. And even if we started building at the level we should have been for the last 10 years, we'll probably be, from a stat I read, 1 million units behind for the next decade. And so rates going lower, going higher, all the tools the Fed has at their disposal, from what I'm seeing and from what most experts predict, we're not going to see it have a huge impact on housing, and housing will probably remain hot. We'll continue to see appreciation for people that are buying homes. And the big question that if you're not owning a home right now, you have to ask yourself is, what is the cost of waiting? I can tell you, for most people that haven't bought a house for the last 2 or 3 years that have rented, rent is 100% interest. So that's a quote I saw recently, and it's 100% interest rate is on rent. And so those are the things that we're advising our clients with. Now, if you have any questions on anything, if there's anything I can do for you, always reach out. I'm available. This is our busy time of year, and we have a lot of clients calling us asking questions. So please feel free to reach out to us. I hope you have a great rest of March, and we'll talk to you soon.